Introduce you some different fragrances. We created 8 fragrances, so I'm not the nose, I work with different noses and I select the noses following the stories I want to tell, following the feeling I want to express, and I choose the noses because I know they have their signature, and I know what they are going to be able to create from it. So I see the creative process as a collaboration phase, which is for me very important, because the world of perfume is a bit like Hollywood. Hollywood, you can imagine that all the movies have been created, all the stories have been told. So now the problem is how I can create something new, how I can create a story which hasn't been told. And for perfume it's the same. Why the hell I will create a fragrance brand and I will recreate vetiver like all the other vetiver, I will do all the fougères, etc. There is no sense, you find that everywhere. So the idea is to be able to reinvent, to be inspired by François Rabelais, which is a great French writer, a member and creator of the humanist philosophy, which is to bring back the mankind in the center of our preoccupation. And François Rabelais is a member of the Frapin family because his mother was a Frapin. And I created a story, so each time I work with a perfumer, I create a story, and I created a story, and I wanted to have to create a perfume essential for men, very simple. But simple in the head of people, if you think too quickly, simple means cheap, simple means easy. And here it's a simple which is very chic and really not easy. It was one of the most difficult fragrances to make, because if you want to do a very beautiful simple, you have to have amazing raw material, and you have to do that in a beautiful way. Sometimes it's easier to do something very complex because you can mix a lot of things you don't really understand. But here, when you have less than 10 ingredients, you need to have really a beautiful match. The Humanist is very fresh. It's a peony gin accord with black pepper, so it's a bit spicy, very fresh, and very chic. Then you have Speakeasy. Speakeasy has been created by a great friend of mine, which is Marc-Antoine Corticciato. He's a perfumer, he's a teacher at the French school ISIPCA. He's owner of a brand called Parfum d'Empire. And he has been kind enough to create a fragrance for me. The inspiration of this fragrance, like the name saying Speakeasy, we wanted to recreate the atmosphere of a bar. Because my uncle lives in the Florida Keys, and in the Florida Keys you have a place in Key West where a great writer used to live, Ernest Hemingway. And in the Key West you have his house, but you have a place where it used to be more than his house, is the bar, the Sloppy Joe. Ernest Hemingway used to spend a lot of time in the bar, drinking, fighting, flirting, writing. And being in the bar, I discovered that in a bar, it's a capsule of life. You have everything in a bar. You have people doing businesses. You have people, lovers flirting. You have people fighting. Really, it's a sum up of life. So I asked Marc-Antoine to recreate this atmosphere, inspired by a movie from Howard Hawks called To Fear and To Fear Not with Lauren Bacall and Humphrey Bogart. And so these fragrances start with a hint of mint, reminding the Mojito cocktail. And then you have a beautiful tobacco accord, because now what is forbidden now it's not to drink, but it's to smoke. So we wanted to have an unconventional perfume and to do a smell of smoke of a beautiful Cuban cigar, and with leathery notes of the sofa of the bar. So it's a beautiful fragrance on the skin. It's really it's really sensual and a bit provocative. Then you have Paradis Perdu. Paradis Perdu means the lost paradise, because for me each perfume is a lost paradise. Perfume is just why the perfume are magical is because they are going to remind you something. They are going to remind you someone. They are going to remind you a place where you have been, even a place that you have forgotten, even someone you have forgotten, but lost forever. But just the perfume will be able to recreate that for you for a minute or a second. So every perfume is your lost paradise. These fragrances is a green fragrance. On the head note, it's really green with spinach and galbanum. Then you have the Paradisamide. The Paradisamide smells like grapefruit, in between grapefruit and maracuja, the passion fruit. So it's citrusy. And the idea was to do a vetiver, but really a twist of vetiver, because vetiver is so classical that it was interesting to work the vetiver in a different way, doing it very green and very citrusy. It's one of the chicest